Hi there, traders. Let's talk about today the trading language. And we keep things absolutely super simple. Like so simple, we don't push anything, we don't pull anything. We keep things so, harmonized between the pushing and pulling. It's almost like zero thinking. You just look it, and that's gonna it. You know, because that's the truth behind the training mastery. Like, you cannot push it. Like, if you start pushing, you are going every step more closely to the gambling mindset. Like, trust me, every step what you're gonna do, you're gonna go more close in the gambling mindset. And if you start gambling, that's mean you're here only because of illusion of the, I don't know, Lamborghinis and the Instagram reality, what is not, true at all. So what is trading, and what we see actually here, what people think, and what is, let's say, what I am thinking. So basically what I'm thinking is exactly what you see here is you, is your reflection. It's your own emotions here, because you put the value behind every candlesticks. No one else. Only you put the value of this one, this one, this one, this one here. And then if you think like all those candlestick patterns and all those things, it's like, yeah, they are there, but you still put the value behind those things, because when you see the candlestick pattern, it indicates something to you. We're going down or up, but now it's your time to give it the value of, do you really going up or down? Like you telling yourself, okay, we have opportunity to go down. Let's say like this Dow Jones right now here. So we have this candlestick pattern, but then we have the behavior weakness here. So what was happening? So the market start pushing the higher. Then we have impulse candlestick. Then we have doji close and the impulse candlestick downside, and again impulse candlestick downside, breaking the lows, and then we have the huge impulse what is pushing back basically all the way on the top of that impulse candlestick here. So that's why we make this range between the candlestick pattern and this impulse movement and this pullback and this wick now here. So this wick is in the shadows, this wick is in the shadows. So now we have this, this area here, and now we're breaking, downsides. And what was happening after, when the Dow Jones was retest that zone, it was just boom, 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 going back to the, the recent low what we have here. But why was that thing happening? Same thing again here. Like, to call those trades, those major trades, you have to be super patient. You have to be so patient, you basically almost forget it. Like, you see something, you put something behind it, and you forget it. That's how simple it has to be. Like, imagine if you're inside here, oh, wanna sell, I wanna make some money, money. You're gonna lose like 10 trades. When this trade is gonna happen, you're never gonna take it, because you lose just 10 trades and you're gone, like your mindset is gone. And now, if you just follow the, simple principle, what's the principle? Break, retest, and going down to the same level. We have break, bounce, retest, and we're gonna go down there. So the thing is, if you cannot master the time frame and your own time frame, I think the trading is very hard to mastering, do you, let's say, because like how simple it was, break and retest, and you just wait when the price is back in the same position. So we have nice retest here. Let's say you don't take that trade, let's say the next one here, this one. So when we break this low, that's the one reason why we can take the trade. Now with the break structure here, retest, break structure, retest, break structure, retest, and now break structure, deeper retest, and now we have already, take profits. We have to keep things super simple. Same thing with you want to try with the car. You cannot try with the car straight away. You have to learn it. You want to throw the picture. You have to learn throw the picture. All those little details. But if you are here to just make, I don't know, whatever Instagram reality you are, like, it's not gonna happen. You're gonna break your mind very easily, and through that you can just lose years of your valuable lifetime, and I think it's not the best thing. But if you are a very patient person and you don't have struggle of the life or something similarity, so I think the trading is very awesome to mastering. And why I was telling before the videos too, one of the best way to actually understand the trading is you take your backpack and you start walking. Not like day 2. Let's do like you're gonna go 3 months just walking, even cross the countries. Because the thing is, what you're gonna do is, because this is a real things, and what I want to tell you is, like, try to a little bit, push the discipline. If you start walking, it's not like, oh, I wanna rest and oh, I wanna put my camp down, and just try to push it more and a little bit more and a little bit more, because through that you're understanding your own feelings and emotions and all those little details, what is super important and what is exactly happening here. All those little details, like I said, it is little detail what was happening here, and now this price action following the principles, and now this was the respect of the principle. You have like little details in your head, and you don't push those details. You just are patient and wait, and you're just waiting out. There is no need to push it. Like I said, if you start pushing it, you wanna trade and trade and trade and trade and trade, and you take, like, I don't know, 100 trades here, let's say, like that. And then what is happening? Bad things happening, deep places and dark places. But if you start pushing with the journey, and if you're walking and you're pushing and pushing, let's say I want to walk today, like, I don't know, like for me, like, I was doing some crazy stuff. I was walking like 100,000 steps per day. Like, let's say you want to do the 10,000 steps per day, and now if you're closer on, let's say you are 9,000 steps, then you are like, oh, let's do like another 10,000. Like, just take this little detail, let's do another 10,000, and just do it. Don't think about anymore, and maybe even don't think about all. Just walk all day, and then you look in the end of the day, oh wow, I was walking like 45,000 steps. So that's the place where you have actually, the thinking, the real thinking and the understanding of your own thinkings and emotions. Like, if you're close of the, like, let's say you want to do 10,000 step and you're now close, let's say you're 9,000 step, you're already start planning, like, oh, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. But you didn't even reach the goal, and you start already like a little bit downing yourself, like I don't know actually how to say that even, because I didn't do it. But I see that, because that's what trading is doing. I see how people are not doing those things. They're just giving up. Even, let's say you give up, exactly, you have 9,900 steps and you just give up. That's what's happening in here in a trading language every single day and every single moment. But people just don't see it, because you are not living, through those moments in your real life. Actually, you're doing that, but you don't understand. You don't have these deep thinkings and those deep patterns and the wisdoms behind it. Like, we all have the journeys and we all have those things, but we don't have those words. But if you're doing those things, you're just pushing. You, in certain time, you figure things out, if you really want to. But if you just don't want to do it, then the trading is not for you too. Like, trading is very smart game, but if you understand it, it's actually super smooth and relaxed, and it's because even the people say, like this one here looks like manipulation, but truly it is actually not, if you're thinking truly, because it's only the manipulation because there is so many people in who is doing like stupidity things. And that's why the market makers and all those big boys, they are like, they just take your money because you are doing the stupid mistakes, and then those people see those mistakes and they just gonna take your money. And that's what is happening every single time, every single day, and every single moment is this trading, structure, language, everything. Because you have to understand, there is super smart people in this world, and they know exactly what's going on in worldly psychology and the worldly, all the society and the people, and they know everything, because most likely they create it. Stock market, forex market, people are controlling those things because they know how weak and everything society is, because they build it. And this thing is already happening, like, I don't know, 50, 60 years in Europe or something. In back in the days in Asia and those places, there is, the history is going much more behind it, hundreds of years ago. But again, you cannot push it, you cannot just force it, because, like I said, I know exactly, if you doing those things, what's gonna happen in human mind, in your psychology ways, in your mindset. And if you look in the psychology, and if you start pushing something, it's life principle. It's you cannot basically done anything if you're pushing it or pulling it or misdirected it. It's wrong principles to developmenting if you wanna mastering the trading mindset. Like, back in the days, my journey was like, I was doing stupidity things too when I first started. Like 100%, I was doing bump. I was like it was so new for me. Like, for me, it was so new. First of all, every trading information was for me, everything was English language. I didn't know a word of English language. I started learning trading mindset and English language together, and discovering my mind too, because in that time I was, looking about psychology and the philosophy and all those, worldly wisdoms, what is the truth. And then I realized, okay, I cannot focus in the books, because all those 20th century books, they are all based in older books, but it's different words already, because it's changing. The story and wisdoms and the emotions are changing, because there is, like, I don't know, 40 books in one book. And then I was like, oh wow, like I cannot actually take this word and now put my trust behind that word, because I have no idea where this word is coming from, like, if it's that person or that person or that person or this book. We don't have no idea. People just trust blindly every single thing what they hear and see. But I wasn't like that. And then I realized, okay, I have to go and actually go those original places around the world where I get those, wisdoms and, true words, and those because the word is super important, because if you have word, that's mean there is word behind it, like words behind it, and all those words are as value, one higher, lower, and they all going up and down, and then through that you have some patterns and the branches what is going in your mindset, deeper levels, and you have all those little things. That's why I was going back back those places where these original actions happen, because it's important for me, monasteries, monk temples, Shaolin temples, all those, for me important places in this world where you actually can, trust something. Because if you look in Instagram, I don't know if you trust there something. Me personally, no. YouTube, me personally, no. Of course there is some good stuff, but let's talk about just trading, because the trading is so psychological thing, and the philosophy thing, it's basically 100% it is psychology and philosophy. But if you have now information what you cannot trust, or if you don't even know what to trust or not, you're just trusting, and this information is misleading you and pushing and pulling you, your path is going in wrong direction, and that is very, very bad. Because the thing what you're doing is you are putting your own valuable life on the line. It's every single day, it's gonna be less and less in this world. And now if you're pushing your trading mindset in the wrong path, only things what can happen is like, it's, you can lose your years. 3 years later maybe you don't know anything about trading, because all those courses and books and everything was just actually, messing up your mindset so heavily. You are like, oh, trading is scam, and it's all that. But actually you have just wrong information, but you didn't know. That's very, very bad. That's why we have to go back in our mind and look the simplicity of those things. Not pushing, not bullying, just, be child basically behind that screen, and just even watch it. Just watch those things and how they're moving, and try to find connections between those things, the candlesticks what you see, and yourself. Because like I said, everything what I see in this trading screen, it is actually me. All these ups and downs, it's those are my ups and downs. And if I see now the weakness point, I know exactly where, like, I don't know, one or two or even 5 million people actually gonna give up, because that's the perfect point where people actually give up. But for me, like, I have strong discipline and I have very strong mindset. I am not giving up in that point. But I see where like 5 million people, traders, give up in that point, and that's exactly what is happening here. What was happening here? You have to find connection, all those little details, and you have to, you have to make your own trading language. You see those weakness points and the and the support points, and different behaviors too. Because you have to understand, like, why we have different behaviors. Because let's say right now in I don't know, Europe is raining and it's winter. Let's say in America there is sunshine. Let's say in Asia there is how to say, storm or something. Those are the different behaviors every single places. But those are affecting everything in here. Those are affecting, like, all those little days, like the simplest things ever. All those simple things. Like, another thing is, there is people who is holding the take profits. There is people in the market who's holding the stop losses. There is people who's holding like or they just get stopped out, or they just get to take profit, or they add the positions more. There is millions of those people all the time, but you have to realize those things. And the same thing with the candlesticks. You have to realize what is the emotion inside one candlestick, and then you realize what kind of behaviors are inside those candlesticks. It sounds like super lot of information, but it's actually not. Those are the very simple things. If you are in a child, you actually living through those things, and you are you feel those things. It's your brain. You have to connect your brain with yourself and understand those little details, and that's what makes trading actually the real trading. To understand the very simple things, the very simple human behavior, very simple human psychology, the mindset what we have, absolutely the simplicity of the mindset. And that's the real thing what is happening here. And it's the same thing, like I'm gonna make you something here. What most people are gonna do. Let's say this is the thing what you're looking in this life, your journey. But what people are doing most of the time is like they're going everywhere looking the same thing, they're going making the massive journey to looking the answer of that thing, and then maybe they're gonna find it. But in reality is this answer is front of your nose. It's right here in front of your nose all the time, and all those simple things are in front of your nose every single time. And most likely this journey takes you years to realize, oh wow, this thing was front of my nose every single time, but I just didn't notice. And exactly the same thing is, if you look in through your eyes right now, do you see your nose? You don't actually see your nose, but if you look in your nose, you see straight away your nose is there. But you don't actually see it, because you're not focusing that. And that's exactly what is happening in this world right now, in this society. And that's why this society is weak, because it's made it. The system or matrix or the government or all those rich people, it's made it. The system is full of manipulation, all those things, the misdirected information, and people reading the books, and they like people are reading the books and they trust the books. The people are reading the newspaper and they trust the newspaper. The people are reading the newspaper, they trust the newspaper. They were listening to radios and everything, all this, and people just trust it. They are not thinking anymore. Like if you get the information, people are not thinking, they are just trusting. There is no individual thinking, oh, if it's true or not, because people don't have enough energy in their bodies, because people are not healthy. They eat all this garbage foods, no exercise, no discipline, all those bad habits. Sleeping is wrong, bed is not doing, the dishes is not washed, and all those little things. And that's the massive place where it's almost impossible to break out, but it is possible to following the simple steps. The back in the basic, when you are a child, try to remember what you was to. Like back in the days when I was a child, my mom was gifting me, let's say, the one little car toy. I was so happy. I was jumping, I was running outside, going in the mud, going in the sand, but like try to remember those things, because that's really you. That is really you, and inside those little things are the most wisdom what you can gathering in all this life, all this world. Try to find those things, and if you don't find it, like I said, go in the journeys and push it the discipline. Go just walk months, because you have to make a journey. You have to realize something. It's not like I'm gonna walk like 1 week in the somewhere. It's not enough. Yeah, and you know why it's not enough? Because your life is not only like 1 year. We're living 100 years at least, every single person. At least our DNA is 150 years. Our DNA, and you cannot making something super fast, because our lifestyle, the time frame, you have to realize, if you wanna push yourself back to the true wisdoms, you have to go back and be listening yourself, and you have to push it months, even years. I remember my first walking, what I was doing was 1.5 year straight. I think even more, but 1.5 years straight. I was crossing so many countries, and I was pushing myself so, I was living so minimalistic life, because I just try to figure out like who I am and where I am and what is going on up here, and all those little details. I was interested those things, the psychology and the wisdoms, and then I like going to places and listening to elders, and you know I am like the best listener in the world, like I can say that. Like I love to listen, and then I'm gonna listen, and then I'm gonna think, and then I'm following the thinking, what is happening in my mind. I follow the thinking, like where this thinking is going, where this thinking is supported and bounces, because the thinking is same thing that like the lightning starts with the clouds and it's reached to the ground, but it's the journey. It's not going straight down. It is the journey. Is going bounce, and then it's hit the ground. Same thing is with your thinking. It's the energy behind the thinking, and your thinking is doing the same thing. But the journey and the journey, the thinking journey in your mind is going through your wisdoms and your OG patterns and your OG muscle memories and all those little details thinkings, and that's what is made thinking, and that's who you are. But you have to understand those things where it's bouncing your own foundation levels, your own reinforced levels, your own emotions, your own your own clouds and ground, your own those areas, and you have to feel it. You have to go back to the roots and your nature, yourself, to reach out those things, and that's everything what trading is. Sounds hard, but actually it's not, and that it is exactly what is happening right now here. It's you, and it's your thinking, and it's your authenticity. Of course you have some other information too, but the same thing. Don't cloud yourself, don't poison your energy. You have to keep your temple inside, your temple, your chakras. You have to keep the energy floating. It has to go up and down without no resistance. It has to be open. It has to be fully trusted. Your chakras and everything has to be fully trusted. If you see this information through that screen, you are not like, oh, I catch this one, I catch this one, I catch this one, I catch this one. No, you see it, you're thinking it, and you let it go, and through that you see the true things behind it. But if you're pushing every single day and you wanna, I don't know, you're living this Instagram reality, it's impossible to reach the absolutely authenticity trading mastery mindset. It might take you 15 years maybe, but come on, you can do it with 3 years. Trust me. If you are really if the trading is your passion and if the trading is your dream and you really want to do it, 3 years and it's done. With 3 years you can do it. Every single person, absolutely every single person in this world. And you know why? Because that is exactly what's going on in your mind, exactly what you see here. But more you know yourself, that's where you put those lines. This is the places where you put those lines, because you know yourself. That's everything what you do here, all those principles, all those little things, that's you. Because you know what's going on, and you put this one here. And you know exactly what's going on there. And that's the absolutely the simplicity behind it. The trading looks like absolutely impossible to mastering, and that's what I was thinking back in days too. But just calm down, don't push it, don't force it, and don't even think about anything in money wise, at least a few years, because if you think about money and you want to make money, that's mean you are forcing the trading, and more you force, more time it takes. But if you force it, there is other ways too, the angles, the point direction, the point direction of the gambling mindset, the point direction just losing your life, the point direction in just losing your mind, and all those things together, it's just gonna blow up your mind, and then you are thinking like the trading is scam and everything is scam and all those things are scam. And the thing why you was thinking that, you just give up and you following the wrong things because you didn't know what to trust. But that's the journey of everything what you want to do in this life, truly to figure out who you are and where you are. That's the truly true things in this world, like people I have still no idea who I am, like truly literally who I am. We think we are humans. I don't know, like nobody knows. Like the world is like how many 5 point whatever billion years old, nobody knows, absolutely. Come on, like we don't know, like we don't know who we are, where we are, what's going on. Like you're thinking you're living right now in planets, I don't know, let's say you're living in random country Italy. Zoom out, you're living planet what is floating in somewhere, and then you zoom out and then you zoom out the more and more. It's just crazy what's going on. We have moon and sun and all those. I think I'm gonna keep all those information myself because we're talking about trading here. But back in the trading, keep everything super simple. Don't push it, don't force it, and forget the money at least a few first years. Because if you forget it a few first years, there is possibility to mastering the trading mindset 1 to 3 years. But if you force it, it can happen even 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I still know traders, they're trading even more than me, and they are still struggling with the funded accounts and all those things, little details, because there is just people who don't get it. And let's say if you are in that point where you just don't get it, I just say don't give up, but just take the time. But take the time, like, I don't know, 6 months, 1 year. Forget the trading, forget everything, and just do something in yourself. Help yourself, push the discipline, push your habits, and do something, do something what is start activating your brain. Cut this garbage food, start growing your food, start correcting your food, go back to the roots. Think, like, ask your mom, your grandma, what like their moms or grandmoms was doing, like how they grow the food. Like, try to, found those rooted knowledge or wisdoms. Try to found those things and think deeply about those things, because it's a very important thing. It's absolutely important, because the main thing in overall, because the trading is like, let's say if you're mastering trading mindset in 3 years, that's it. You have to understand, that's it. You have still, like, I don't know, 140 years to live, if you are healthy and you are healing your things, like your deep things and your bad memories, what is happening and experience. Like, if you're healing and you are healthy, you are, mastering your body and your mind and your own, those, the ears what you hear, the eyes what you see, the mouth what you taste and you speak, the nose what you smell, and the body what is feeling, and all those. If you're mastering all those things, you're going more and more and more. Maybe you want to be the Shaolin warrior, or maybe you want to be the monk, or like, the trading is just the little details actually. But right now people think that trading is everything what they want to do, and the trading is like all life's journey. It's not. It is actually not, because soon as when you're mastering it and you make a certain amount of money, what you are, you're happy with that, and then what you're gonna do is, the people what is around you, you make those people happy, because that's your temple, that's your inner temple, and that's your outside temple. The people around you, the community around you, and you want to help now, because if you reach enough level of your enlightenment, the one of the principle is to help those people, because you know exactly what was your thinking and your your journey when you was in same place. And that's the one of the strong principle in the Buddhism. You help, and you help, you share the words, you share the wisdoms, you share the levels of the patterns, and you share the energy. That's what I'm doing here. But I cannot just start like, oh, let's take some longs, like, let's do some that, because that's not the trading at all. Like all those how would they call those things, the when people take those live trades and they share this trade, like, oh, take the long right now, I'm taking the long. Like, that's not the real trading. This principle doesn't come with the trading package. That's just the worldly this social society manipulation to trap people. That's not the true trading mindset principle. Like, those things doesn't even exist there. It's all manipulation, it's all fake, it's all, just take your money. It's not original trading thing. And all those things, like, it cannot do that. Back to the roots, back to the basic thing, back to the yourself. If you're going outside, take your shoes off and socks off and put your 2 feet in the soil and feel it. What was happening is you're gonna connect you and the world. You connect your energy, you recharge your energy, the static energy going straight out yourself. Sometimes you touching the computer screen or the car door or something with metal, and you get these things, this electric. That's mean you're like, all your body is like zzz, like that. That's why you have to walk barefoot a lot, because there is truly magical behind it. You have to feel it, and every single people have to feel it. If you just listen to words, those things doesn't help you. You have to connect the words with the real things, and through that there is a relationship between that, and then you get the wisdom, the true pattern what is behind it, the rooted pattern, the original OG pattern what is made, I don't know, when the human starts. I have no idea when we start, like the human race or something like that. I have no idea. But that's what the trading is. The true knowledge, the true wisdoms, the simplicity, and your inner child. And you have to find it, and you have to connect it. It's basically your avatar. You have to go and look your avatar, and you have to find it. You have to do it. Without that, I think it's not impossible to mastering. If you are a super smart person, I don't know even. I believe it. The knowledge cannot win the mastering the mindset. Only the wisdom, or the relationship between the wisdom and the knowledge. Because it's the same thing with the school system. I understand you get some knowledge there, but the knowledge is only the valuable thing in the society. But the wisdoms are the true thing. What is who you are inside, and you're learning yourself, and those are the wisdoms, because the wisdoms are like the lightning. It's going straight so deep places, and you have to follow those deep places, because those are the original things, and your original thinking is what is happening, and you have to realize those things. And that was what trading is. So what's happened here? Oil. Let's talk about oil. Because what was happening here? Like soon as when you see this high place here, let's gonna cross here this one, and you see straight away when I'm gonna zoom in. Like look at this behavior. We have this impulse movement against that zone. See, and then we have pullback, and now we're going above that. We show the weakness. We're going back, didn't break the highs, and we have all this candlestick language, and then we see this going down, down, down. But same time, if you're looking the bottom what we have here, we didn't break any lows. The original lows, we have original high and original low, and we didn't break it. And now we have this overall the major zone, and what you see here, price is going above it, retest it, and then that was your trade here. That was your entry. This was your take profits. This was your stop loss here, and that was your trade, without basically zero thinking. Like if you start forcing trading, you put so much noise and manipulation in your head. You don't see straight away those. You don't see clearly. Like imagine you have huge storm in front of your eyes. You don't see what is other side of the storm. But if you calm down and everything, there is possibility. And that's the possibility what is just happening here. And that's the trading. So let's see what gold is doing. So what was happening yesterday? Gold is stuck here between these ones, and now today we have this deeper retest of the structure here. What was the original structure after that? Original structure. Now we have the breaking structure, but the price was straight back here and pushing higher. That's mean this pattern here was collecting energy to push price back to the highs. But now price is kind of like, something is happening here. Price is thinking, and is thinking deeply. Price is thinking deeply. So nice trade is gonna be above those zones, or we start breaking those, especially this low here. When we break these lows here, we have impulse, like when we break those lows here, we have pretty impulse movement downsides. Or we're going higher, all-time highs. We're gonna go higher and higher. So what Bitcoin is doing? Nice. Yeah. Yep. Super good. Bitcoin is doing super good. I'm still holding this long short here, and my take profit is here. Like my original take profit was actually here. Sorry, my original take profit was here, and then I put a little bit more because I see the possibility, and then I leave my take profit here. But then I was thinking actually I have to put my take profit here, but I wasn't in the computer, and then when I was back in the computer, my take profit was already hit, and then all my, then my full trade was out. And then here I put the new position in to the here. But yeah, I wasn't in computer, and my take profit was hit when I was back in the computer. So the next trade what I'm holding currently right now is this one. Take profit is here, and my stop loss is this one here. Where's the wick? Yeah, that's my trade right now. 21, 22, and 21. Yep. But that's it today, boys. I think it's pretty good video. Like, think deeply what I was saying. Try to, follow those things. Try to find those original, things. Like, think. Those are the original things in your minds. This can change your life, and this is gonna change your life. If you have questions, please leave the comments, because the questions are the best things ever. And I'm gonna see you every single one in tomorrow. Thank you, and best wisdoms, and thank you. Ciao.